Day as the Chicago Bulls face the Brooklyn Nets today. We're going to talk about it, break it down. What do we expect? Can this team start off their 23-game stretch after the All-Star break with a victory? We're going to break it all down right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to the building. Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by the one and only CEO Haize. We in the building today. We got a Bulls game to talk about and break down, and hopefully the Bulls don't break our hearts yet again with another piss-poor performance. We got to hope that this team's going to come in. They're going to understand the moment. They're going to play a little bit better, play with a little bit more sense of urgency, and just take care of a team that's young and scrappy and plays into all the Chicago Bulls' weaknesses. We need this team to act like they understand how serious the back half of the season is. We just do. And if this team comes out and the energy isn't better, if this team comes out and they're playing terribly, if all those things still happen for this Chicago Bulls team today, it's not looking good on the outlook of the rest of the season. It just isn't. And so we'll see what this team can do if they come out with a little bit better game plan, if their body language is better, they don't seem as down on themselves. And those are the things that can help the Bulls definitely get in this game, but they got to get it. They got to get it together, man. Billy Donovan has to coach better. Zach got to actually play like a max level player. DeMar got to get back to being the king of the fourth, and Vooch has to keep it. Vooch is the only one. I need Vooch to just keep doing what he's been doing, but doing it in wins, right? I need Vooch to keep playing the way he's been playing. He's been the most consistent Bull. Can the role players step up? How does the energy injection from Pat Bev help this team? All those questions need to be answered in this game. And I tell you what, I'm not one for hyperbole. And I mean this. Every game this team needs to play like it's win or go home. I don't expect them to win every game out of these 23 games. The Bulls, seriously, they have to win at least 15 games out of these last 23 games. I'll go for it. If they can go 14-9, we'll take that as well. But the Bulls got to win 14 to 15 of these games on the back half of the season. They just do. If they want to go in with any type of momentum, they have to execute in a major way tonight. They just do. It's the time for games and the piss poor performances and all that is gone. All that's over with. This team has to execute. So we'll see if they can do it, if they're up to it. Let's see who we got in the chat today. Fexus says, yo, what's going on, fam? Chi-Town Javier in the building says, hey, yo, what's going on, Chi-Town Javier? Who do you want to pick up in free agency? We ain't even got through this season, fam. I don't know. First of all, that name is wild. I don't do the type of free agency and draft things until the end of the season. Then I'll really be able to evaluate what I think this team is going to do. You'll get heavy free agent coverage. If this is your first offseason following me, I go in depth on the draft and free agency. We covered 28 draft prospects last season. And then free agency, we had a tiered list first of all, we went through every position. Then we went through the tiers. I have a plan. Offseason will be killing it. So just be on the lookout for that. Chi-Town Javier says it's officially allergy season. And yeah, my oldest daughter has terrible allergies. So we're already feeling it here. I don't have spring allergies, but for some reason I have winter allergies. Like at the beginning of winter, my sinuses are crap. But outside of that, I don't have any other allergies. But my daughter's definitely feeling it. Kopi in the building says, my man Haize, what's going on? Kopi, glad to have you in the building. What's up, Haize? My boy think it's going to get better. C-Red. Let's hope, man. Hammy, let's hope. Let's hope they get better, fam. Markel, man, I'm so happy about the Pat Bev signing. I've been wanting on this team for a while now. If only he can not average one tech per game. Well, we'll see about that. Sean in the building says, game day. What's going on, fam? Facebook user, Terry is better than Turtle Williams. Are you talking about Patrick Williams? No, Dalen Terry's not better than Patrick Williams yet. Not at all. Now, he could be. And I expect if Dalen Terry had been getting minutes most this season, he may be in the starting lineup by now. But we'll see. Well, he definitely plays with more heart, but he definitely isn't the shooter. He's not going to nearly be able to be the shooter that Patrick Williams is able to be. Is it crazy to be very excited about Pat Bev? Feels like finally the game may be fun again. Well, I mean, no, it's not crazy to be excited, but I mean, let's keep the expectations realistic, right? Pat Bev the energy that he brings, the leadership that he brings can very well help. And I think his biggest impact is probably going to be off the court. But let's keep in mind who we're really bringing into this team. I guess the thing is, the talent hasn't been the problem with this team. This team has talent to be a playoff team on it. And so it's just the energy, it's just how down they've been on themselves. So let's hope that the acquisition of Pat Bev helps that. What else we got? Vaughn in the building. What's crazy is that even if the Bulls do win like 18, 20 of their remaining games, that would actually piss me off because why ain't y'all been doing this? Well, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like at the end of the day, this Bulls team hasn't been playing to that level. And hey, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. If they win 20 out of the last 23 games, let's not even question it. Right? At that point, we'd be able to finish. That'll put us at, if we're able to win 20, we have 26, so we could be a 46 win team. Man, that's crazy. But it's very unlikely they're going to be able to win that many games. Football God 134 says, how good do you think Pat will do? The videos I've seen lately, he's really hyped up. I mean, he's definitely hyped. He's definitely amped. You know, I think he's excited about playing in his hometown. I think he understands what he brings and what this team needs from him as well. And that's what veterans do. And that's what the benefit of adding veterans does for your team. So let's hope so. I just hope that, the hype follows on the court, right? With what he brings defensively, things like that. Sydney, hey, Haize, will PB make his debut tonight? Yes, he is playing tonight. Patrick Beverly is playing tonight. Kavan, what's up, family? We stepping into Pat Bev's world tonight. Hey, man, I really hope that he makes the impact that people are hoping, because it's a complete possibility that he comes, starts this team, and nothing changes at all. Nothing changes with this team. There's absolutely a possibility. First game back, I got mixed emotions, but we should beat the Nets, right? Man, listen, as you guys know, I do not predict wins and losses for this Bulls team anymore. I just don't. Sydney, this is my first offseason after discovering your channel. How accurate have you been in the prior ones in regards to any trades, waves, or pickups? Oh, I don't do predictions. So what I try to do is give a list of possibilities, right? Because I don't want to get into the Bulls are going to pick this guy, right? I covered 28 draft prospects last season, right? Thinking, hey, there are only 30 people picked in the first round. I'm going to do 28 of them. And they picked somebody I didn't cover in Dalen Terry. So as far as trades, I've been better at predicting not trades. Like when I tell people, hey, this person is not going to be traded. One of the first big videos I did last season was at the beginning of last season. It was the title was why the Chicago Bulls would be crazy to trade Kobe White this season. And I remember people were killing me in the comments. They're like, what do you mean? You're going to be so disappointed when the trade deadline comes. Oh, I can't believe this is the wagon you want to hitch your horse to. You think Kobe White's going to stick on this team? Here we are now, a season and a half later, and the guy's still here. So, I do good on some things, but I try not to predict a lot. I try to give rational outcomes, but I try to always talk from both sides, from what one way could go and the other way that it could go. And then I try to say, hey, these are the possibilities, but this is how I think it'll go. So I don't do predictions in that case just because I'm not that smart. And AK is crazy. So what's the deal, Haize? You smelling a dub today? You know I don't predict wins or losses. I ain't smelling nothing but wings. That's all I'm smelling. CP Huncho, Haize, hear me out. PG, Bev, shooting guard, Zach, DeMar, power forward, Caruso, Vooch. This is the closest thing, the Lonzo lineup. Pat deserves to run the team on his own. No, it's not happening. Like we got to stop with this thinking that Pat, or if you're talking about Pat Williams being on the bench, but and Pat Bev could very well start. Billy Donovan said so, but Caruso's not starting at power forward, CP. Like, what you thinking there, bro? Like, what you thinking, man? We like things a little chippy in Chicago. Oh, for sure. Bulls win tonight. I hope we come out firing on all cylinders and put it away early. Get everyone playing time. I mean, listen, it's so difficult with this Bulls team to predict things like that because even when the Bulls do get out to big leads, they give them up, right? They don't hold on to them. So even in times where it looked like going into halftime, like, hey, this is going to be a game where maybe the starters can sit after the third quarter. No, because then we're down by 5. We're up by 16 in the halftime and we go into the fourth quarter down by 5. So, I hope that this team can learn to hold on to leads. MC Season, Haize, I got to disagree with you on your offseason take. Knowing Acme, who been preaching continuity, will probably keep the core together if the Bulls make the second round. No, I disagree with you there. So that the continuity take was for this season. And this season we saw this team didn't have it. Continuity made sense when your team was number one in the Eastern Conference for about half the season, and then you fell off after you lost your point guard, and then you're hopeful that he comes back. That makes sense for continuity. There's no sense in which, and this team, first of all, make it to the second round. But even if this team does make it out, it's not changing anything. This version of this team does not work. The fact that Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic as your big three have a negative point differential when they play on the court together over their time playing together, that shows you it does not work. The offense stagnates. Now, a lot of that is on Billy Donovan, but I'm telling you right now, there's always a chance, but it's like a 5% chance that this core is kept together at this point. And if AK comes back and runs it back and tries to do it with this core again, we're going to fail again. It's going to be the same thing over. You can't keep trying to do the same thing and realize it's not going to work. And you can't bet on the health of Lonzo Ball. You can't go into this offseason preaching, well, hey, we looked pretty good when we had Lonzo out there. We're confident we can get him back. You can't do that now because there's no confidence in anything going on with Lonzo Ball that he's going to be back anytime soon. This just isn't. And then even when he does come back, being out of basketball as long as he has been, it's very unlikely he's able to make an impact right away. All right, Bulls Troy, what's going on? Glad to see you on this side. You've been mainly on the podcast side lately. Glad to see you over here on YouTube. Morning, Haize. Let's get a dub. Can't wait to see some Pat Bev craziness. Oh, you are first game and at the UC. Oh, Pat Bev is about to be on 10. The energy is about to be palpable. Like literally whenever he checks in the game, whether he starts checking the game later, whatever it is, it's about to be real. It's getting real out there. I'm curious about Pat Bev passing game because he was a solid as a Clipper with that part of his game, but has kind of had different roles from that since then. I mean, Pat Bev is one of those players that I think he can do a lot, right? He's not a master of anything, right? So he's not one of those players that's going to be like a setup king and just get like 10 assists or anything like that. Average of that. There's probably going to be some games where he gets that. But Pat Bev is the type of Swiss Army knife on the offense and defensive side that defensively, Pat Bev is crazy. You can't tell Pat Bev he couldn't guard Jokic. So he's going to give that effort regardless. And then offensively, he can really do a lot of things. Now, he can't do them all consistently, right? Like there's going to be times Pat Bev is absolutely going to knock down open shots, whether they be threes or anything else. And then there's going to be some times where Pat Bev can't hit the side of a barn with a shot. So it's going to be some of that up and downness. But the one thing that he always is going to get you, he's going to operate within the offense properly. He's going to give the defensive intensity. He's not a shutdown, lockdown defender, but he's always going to be engaged defensively, and he's going to communicate. Those are things that he brings back. We haven't really had a communicator on the defensive side of the ball like since we lost Lonzo. Pat Bev is going to communicate defensively. He's going to be able to identify some of the things that the other team is trying to do on the offensive side of the ball, and he's going to be able to tell his team that's on defense and call those things out and help them be a little bit more aware defensively. Pat Bev is absolutely going to be able to do that very consistently, and we haven't really had that. Caruso does it too, not at the same level that Lonzo does. Pat Bev doesn't even do it at the same level that Lonzo does, but now that we're going to have two players that can do that consistently, I think that we're going to see an uptick in the Bulls' team defense overall, especially when Pat Bev is on the court. Haize, I think Pat Bev might be a better coach than Billy on the floor. The guys will probably listen to him more than they do Billy. No, we got to stop making it soap operas. They're not going to listen to him more than Billy, but he is a very good communicator and coach out on the floor for sure. Any update on Terry Taylor? I know we in the Patrick hype, but what about Terry? He's a two-way player. So unless there's injuries, you're not going to see him. Keep in mind, Malcolm Hill was a two-way player this whole season. I think he's checked into 2 games. So two-way players you don't see a lot of. So if the fact that they brought him in this late in the season tells me that they brought him in because they want him in their building and as a depth piece. But it kind of tells me that they probably want to keep him in this organization going into next year. And then we still got Justin Lewis too, who I think is going to get another 2-way deal next season. Still working out around the Bulls facilities. But I think that's more of a future-proofing thing. King Cap, I'm sorry, but we're getting cooked tonight. I've been watching the Nets past games, and well, I'll just say it's going to take blood, sweat, and tears to win tonight. Well, I mean, listen, they're a very beatable team. The fact of in games like this, the thing that has hurt the Bulls is not playing with the consistent defensive effort and energy, turning the ball over, and not being able to match or stop runs. If the Bulls can do 2 out of those 3 things, God forbid if they can do all 3, they can absolutely beat the Nets. But I wouldn't necessarily predict it either. So Bulls Troy says, Haize always looking fresh in the Bulls merch. Come on now, you know I'm the king of Bulls merch. They call me Drip Central. You already know. I really like this hat, by the way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Really like this hat. But it matched perfectly. I've had this sweater for a while now, and I haven't had a brown hat to go with it. Definitely feeling this hat. Fuck the Bulls. I'm here to support Haize. Well, I'm glad you're here to support Brandon L. Jet. Archangel says, I love how you're a voice of reason, yet a proper biased Bulls fan in the best way it works. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm absolutely a biased Bulls fan. I've been a fan of the Chicago Bulls for all 36 years of my life on this planet. So I acknowledge that I have some biased takes, but I try to, even when I go into that, I'd be like, all right, this is Bulls fan Haize, and then I try to give the objective view too. So yeah. Lil Famo says, nah, Alex at the 4 is crazy. Yeah, that's a bit tough. That's a big tough. Brandon L. Jet says, Bulls not even making the play-in tournament. You see what they did to Brandon L. Jet? One of the more optimistic Bulls fans. They have completely turned Brandon L. Jet against them. Rightfully so, though. Sluggo, my bad. Buy out it away early. I meant like early fourth quarter, laugh my ass off, but we can't put any game away in the first half. Blown leads is the only thing this Bulls team has done consistently. Oh yeah, put away. I got you. My brain worked it out eventually, but I agree with you there. Did you see that Pat wants to eliminate the Lakers out of the playoffs? It didn't look like he liked being on the Lakers. Listen, don't front. There's going to be something that comes out about this that Lakers team. It may be in the offseason, it may be a year from now, but I get like he just seemed over LeBron. Russ did too. It happens, man. Darren Link says, hello, Haize. My name is Darren, and this is my 2nd to 3rd season supporting the Chicago Bulls. I love what you do. Go Bulls. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you have been supporting the Bulls, man. And I've been around for 1.5 seasons of that. This channel has been. So, I appreciate the support, man. I wanted this to be a platform for all Bulls fans, and I'm glad that you guys are showing up and supporting in the way that you are. Bridges is slowly becoming one of my favorite players. He plays like a smaller KD. Oh, man, listen. If the Bulls were able to get a player like that, man, I'd go crazy. Oh, shit, I forgot we won't see Tony Bradley's face tonight. Do you think the two-way guy will play? Well, Derrick Jones Jr. is back healthy. Javante isn't, but I would much rather see Dalen Terry than Terry Taylor. So if anybody gets those extra minutes, I hope it goes to Dalen. That's just my personal opinion on that one. Butter Biscuit says, I think we should pick up Carmelo Anthony. Well, we don't have an open roster spot, so that means they would have to cut Goran. But the fact that, correct me if I'm wrong, Carmelo still averaged, 13, 14 points off the bench last season. The fact that no team has picked him up, as many teams that have needed scoring this season, the fact that nobody has picked him up and we haven't heard any rumors of it, I wonder if he's just retired quietly, right? I wonder if he's just kind of just been like, hey, listen, I'm done. And, it is what it is. Maybe like the soft retirement to where it's like, hey, if a team comes with an offer, maybe I'll listen. Because it's wild to me that he's got we haven't heard anything. MC Season says, I feel you on that. Hey, bro, Bulls can absolutely make the play-in tournament. It starts tonight. This is a must-win game from Azamate. Oh, if they want to do that, every single game is a must-win game. Every one of them. How many highlights you think Pat's going to get? It depends. Are we talking about basketball play highlights? Or are we talking about hype man type highlights? Because he's going to get a lot of highlights just being hype out there. I don't know how many basketball ones he gets, but it's definitely going to be some highlights from that. And he's going to get rowdy, man. It's about to be a rowdy night for Pat Bev. Lonzo received a pallet-rich plasma injection in his knee. They just invented shit for Lonzo now. No, I mean, Kobe's done that before in the past. I think Dwayne Wade's done that. That's not new. Kobe even did the stem cells in the knee at one point in time, I think it was. So it's not uncommon. But like I said on Twitter, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, unless it's a Senzu bean from Dragon Ball Z, ain't nothing gonna help with that. It ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing. Peace, Haize. I'm hoping Pat Bev can light a fire under our team to make a push with effort. Frenchie, I agree with you. That's all it's about is playing with effort. Definitely play with effort. Can Beverly plus Caruso be lockdown brothers like Lonzo and Caruso was? No, because Pat Bev is not a lockdown. There are different type of defenders, right? There are lockdown defenders. There are disruptive defenders. Pat Bev is not a lockdown defender, but he will disrupt the shit out of what you do. Lonzo's a suffocating lockdown defender. Lonzo's one of those defenders that literally players look. You saw last year, like James Harden do the little push off Lonzo thing. Like there are absolutely times where like Lonzo just you can't do anything. He suffocates you. Pat Bev isn't necessarily that type of defender. He's a disruptor. He's going to get in your head. He's going to disrupt what you do, but he's not really a lockdown type defender, in my opinion. You know, some people may share opposite opinion on that, but that's just what I view from watching him. Sydney, I truly think Zach isn't happy anymore. Maybe he's not happy with this season. What do you think? I have a feeling he'll request it. Zach LaVine isn't requesting the trade. So I know he's probably, and he should be unhappy. He should be unhappy with the coaching. He should be unhappy with some of his teammates, but more importantly, he should be unhappy with himself. He has not been the efficient player that he was at one point in time. He hasn't been that. And so, yeah, he's had games recently where he has put up big numbers. Like Zach LaVine was on like a great stretch before the last game where it was like he was scoring either 20, 30 points in like almost every game for a while towards the the middle of February there. But he hasn't been efficient in doing so. So Zach could be mad at a lot of people, but the first finger that you need to point is also at yourself because he hasn't played up into the level and standard that I'm sure he would want to play up to either. So yeah, Zach LaVine's last game against Milwaukee was the ending of a 7-game stretch in which Zach LaVine has scored 20 or more points in 7 straight games. And a couple of those games, about 3 of those games were over 35. So Zach has been scoring more. It's just the efficiency isn't quite what it was. But in the month of February so far, he's averaging 49% overall from the field, 31% from three-point range, and he's averaging 25.6 points per game. That's not too bad, but it's still not the efficiency that we've once seen from Zach LaVine. It's his most efficient month this season. Zach LaVine has not averaged over 40% shooting. No, he did also I take that back. Looks like he averaged over 40% shooting overall from the field in January as well. But it's been a rough go for Zach. So let's hope that it continues, that efficiency keeps going. Archangel, will you have an urgent update episode of AK Ever Admits how long the secret Donovan extension actually is? Oh yeah, whenever that information comes out, I'll have an episode out shortly thereafter. But that's with all Bulls news. Corey Barnes says, me 1 week ago. Fuck this team. I'm done watching them. Me now. The All-Star break is so long. Can't wait to see how the Bulls react after the break. Hey, listen, they got us, man. I feel you there. I was absolutely feel you there. Steve-O says, what up? What up, you bitch-ass nigga? What's up with you, bro? Billy and AK was using the communicator for Metal Gear Solid to give him that extension. That's hilarious. Nice in the building says, man, let's not see any damn orange tonight, bro. Face purple crying. Hey, man, purple crying emotion. Listen, we got to see this team actually like play with some damn energy, man. Please. Dylan Terry Taylor cooked us one time before. Yeah, I think he had his career night against us. That stock shocked me. Dalen Terry is 6'7", same height as P. Will. Yeah, but he's like 195. So very, very different makeup as far as body there. But yeah, Dalen Terry, his long-term position is 2/3. It just is what it is. As a mate, Pat Bev is a natural leader. I feel like he can change the mentality of this team. I expect the Bulls to be much more aggressive in the games to come. Hey, as a mate, let's hope from your mouth to God's ear. Let's hope that comes true. It absolutely could, but let's hope it actually comes true. Vincent Harris says, I just got off work. Let's get this win tonight. I feel you. Does this show the game? No, we're not showing the game on YouTube, bro. You know how quickly a stream would be shut down on YouTube? Now, you can go over to our Playback TV, which C-Dub will be doing a live call on Playback TV. I actually put the link. What, son? What? Come in. Knocking on the door and then don't even come in. Kids. What's up, child? Yes, as soon as I'm done with this, I got you. I'm streaming, son. See, look, now the dog's about to chase you. So I just put the Playback TV link in there. So if you go and sign up for Playback TV, that is they actually have a deal with the NBA. You can go in there, you can watch the game live with C-Dub. The game will be in the background. C-Dub will be a little bubble in the corner, and you can actually choose if you want to listen to the commentary from the game, or if you want to listen to C-Dub, you can switch it back and forth. Go and check out the Playback TV link. Benson is not playing tonight. That's huge. That's 4 points. We don't have to worry about that. Did he not play at all in the second half of the game or something like that? Let's see. I lost my spot. Damn, y'all been rapping. All right, here we go. There goes the spot. Have they announced the starting lineup yet? I do not think so. I've been refreshing the Bulls Twitter. Usually it's out about 30 minutes before the game is usually when they release the starting lineup. Let me see if they've still has no updates yet, but as soon as it's updated, I'm sure somebody will give it in the comments. When Stacey King retires from commentary, I'm going to be so mad. Man makes the game fun. Well, hopefully at that point, I'll be in the commentary team, and then, I'll be calling motherfuckers crazy. No, they'll never put me on commentary. Jack Holland, my man, first live stream in a minute. My boy Mac, I'm hyping my mans up. Can I ask, why does Pat keep fucking up the outros on Locked On? Follow us on everything at Pat the Design. Listen, that's just Pat's brain. But no, it's listen. It is what it is. It's one of the things that come with this game, man. We be messing stuff up. Kyle Talkington says, sad how beginning of the year I was laughing at the Lakers having Pat Bev and Russ, and now we are hoping that player can provide our sorry-ass team with a much-needed boost. Well, I think it's different, right? In the starting lineup, I don't think anybody even on that Lakers team questioned his leadership. It's just he wasn't the strongest player. Have they announced? No, they have not announced the starting lineup yet. What's good, Haize? I'm excited for our Bulls tonight. Y'all show love to one of the greats who always have the fresh Bulls. I appreciate that, Tay Hollins, man. You already know. Drip Central in the building. Melo averaged like 13 points per game with almost 38% field goal, 3-point field goal percentage. That's crazy. That's why I'm surprised no team has put him on. I'm definitely surprised no team has put him on their roster. Haven't watched the Bulls since their bad start at the beginning of the season. I wasn't dealing with the BS this season. That's funny. A lot of people gave up after the start of the season. Now, the Dragon Ball Z mention got me dead. Haize, you funny. I'm telling you, he needs a Senzu bean. If it's not a Senzu bean, it's not helping Lonzo Ball, man. Tay Holland says, Pat Beverly will hit 3 threes or more tonight. You heard it here first. Oh, man. Hey, listen, that'd be crazy. All right, let's see if it happens. Hey, somebody understand, what are we competing for? A first, maybe second round exit? I'd rather take a chance on our pick. Here's the thing. You don't do that when you don't own your own first round pick outright. The Bulls what if the Bulls tank and give up no, you fight and you play and you go to the natural conclusion of whatever it does. Right now, the Bulls don't benefit from tanking. Right now, yes, their chances that they have a higher chance at a top 4 pick than what they do making the playoffs, but you don't tank for that. Not when you don't own it outright. You let it come to its natural conclusion. If you don't make the play-in, you let the lottery play out. But it's no point. Tanking doesn't do anything to help. Look at how long the Philadelphia 76ers tanked, and literally the only player they walked out with from almost 8 years of tanking was Joel Embiid. Tanking doesn't help you. Do you see the trade news? Would you be interested in him at all? He's really inefficient for real, and the worst defender in the league. First of all, I don't want that lollipop on my team at all. You leave him and his terrible ass hair, I'm good on Trae Young. You keep Trae up off my team. We got to, no, we don't need no players with bad, because all I'm going to do is fry him every game. I'm not going to give no analysis. I'm just going to fry him. This is Trae Young. This literally, matter of fact, this hair is better than Trae Young's. I'm good on Trae Young. Keep Trae Young up off my goddamn team. Thank you very much. I'm good on Trae. I'm super good on Trae Young. Suns targeting D Rose. It's hard to target a player who has not been bought out yet. They're hoping for him, but Derrick Rose hasn't even been bought out. There's no indications he's going to be bought out. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the league cast out the veterans and everyone calls everyone washed. Well, I mean, usually the term washed gets used to compare when greats aren't great anymore. Like Carmelo was far from washed last season. He wasn't what he once was. He wasn't mellow anymore, but he still was a solid player, especially coming off the bench in that type of role. That's why I'm surprised that he hasn't been on the roster. Brandon L. Jet says, Haize, what are your thoughts about the guy on Locked on Bulls who said the Bulls will be the number 5 seed by the end of the season? I think that man is smoking some of Alana's weed. That's what I think. I definitely think that man is definitely smoking some of Alana's weed. So if you think Zach won't request a trade, do you think the Bulls will waive him over? They can't. What? Waive him? Do you know that man has 4 years, over $100 million left on his contract, $200 million left on his contract? You're not waiving that player. What? No, the Bulls aren't waiving him. You can't waive him. First of all, you technically could, but then it doesn't help you. That money's still on your salary cap at that point. You want to pay a player for 4 more years to just go away? No, you're not doing that. So it's not happening. Better resend that link to C-Dub. That's funny. That's funny. Haha, the boy interrupting the live stream. He hungry. He's crazy, bro. Like my son, he eats all day long. Literally, before I came to the stream, what did we do? He ate some noodles and we walked the dog. And I was like, this will hold you off until dinner when the wings come. Dude, eat all day. How do you sign up for the community podcast? What community podcast? I honestly, Drew, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. I have no idea what the community podcast is. Billy has a good relationship with the owner, so they wouldn't dare fire him. Oh, yeah, once he's in with the Reinsdorf, it's going to take a minute. He's going to be here for a while. Real ones take over fake debate. SB Talk Sports says if Pat Bev hit 3 threes, I will buy Pat Bev jersey tonight. Bro, you and me both, fam. You and me both, man. I just went through this in my 2K franchise. Tank away. Orlando going to get that pick. Oh, man, that's funny. Yes, Pat Bev is playing. Pat Bev is playing. Wait, what did that last part say? I've given up Bulls forums and news sources except for CBC Post and Pregame for Lent, so I'm really behind. Well, I appreciate you giving up everything but me for Lent, MJG23. But yeah, Pat Bev is playing today. We don't know the starting lineup yet. Hold on, let me refresh the Bulls Twitter, see if they've come out with the starting lineup as of yet. I don't know why the internet's moving so slow today. Patrick Beverly is starting tonight. Pat Bev, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is starting at power forward. Who called that? Wow. Whoever called earlier that Alex Caruso would be the starting power forward was right. Alex Caruso is the starting power forward for the Chicago Bulls tonight. I literally just told somebody they were crazy for that. Who said that? That's crazy. That's wild. That's crazy. Somebody called it. Alex Caruso is the starting power forward tonight. Ayo and Pat Will have been moved out of the starting lineup. That's crazy. Wow. That's wild, man. That's wild. Alana's in the building. What's going on, Alana? Glad to have you in here. She says, hey, y'all, haven't been in here forever. We haven't live streamed since the last game. It's been over a week. So I booted up 2K23, added Pat Bev to the roster and did some simulations. It was depressing. At least Pat Bev has continuity with DeMar and Zach. That's funny. That's wild. That's crazy. CP Huncho called it. And y'all, wow, bro, hey, I always got to say, I can admit when I'm wrong. You caught, wow, bro. Wow. The ball movement better be on point today, is all I can say. That's crazy to me. That's wild, bro. Alex Caruso as the starting power forward. That's crazy. That's wild to me, man. Damn. That's crazy. Jack says, yo, P will not. No, Alex Caruso is the starting power forward tonight. Billy Donovan has, you know what Billy Donovan said? F it. I'm riding out with the best 5 players on the lineup. We just gonna figure it out. Size be damned. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. That's bananas, fam. Wow, he's really starting Alex Caruso as the starting power forward against the Brooklyn Nets. Keep in mind, the Brooklyn Nets aren't a small team, right? It's not like they're a small team to where we're playing into the matchup. They got Cam Johnson starting as the small forward and Dorian Finney-Smith starting as the power forward. Dorian Finney-Smith is 6'7", 220 pounds, and Alex Caruso is going to be guarding him tonight. That's bananas, bro. Billy, hey, listen, if it works, shout out to Billy, because I tell you what, he has 6'5", 186 pound Alex Caruso guarding Dorian Finney-Smith. This is about to be crazy. That's wild. Like, Billy Donovan literally gives no shits. He gives no shits right now. Like, he is literally like, hey, we're going to figure something out. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. L says, maybe, just maybe, Billy wants IOP Will and the rest of the crew running the second unit. I mean, yeah, but that's crazy. Amin says, wait, who's starting? Patrick Beverly, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, and Nikola Vucevic is our starting 5 tonight. This game is about to be fun. Caruso is 6'5", 188 pounds. That's crazy, man. Henry says, say all you want about Billy Donovan, but he's got balls. Absolutely, man. This is, hey, and you know what, though? It's even more dangerous than the Lonzo Ball, when Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso are both in the starting lineup, only because Lonzo's, 6'7", and he can guard 1 through 4 and some 5s. Hey, listen, this is crazy. Ernest says, this is the shit you do when you have job security. You hit the nail on the head there. He gives no shits. That's wild, bro. Billy threw the game plan out the window and said, F it. Hey, Billy said, listen, if we going to make the playoffs, this is how we going to do it. we about to do some crazy shit. Y'all want to get crazy? Remember at the start of the season where they said that it'll be random, right? It'll be random offense. Shit don't get more random than this, man. This is about to be wild. Putting the playback TV link in the chat again. Just so, matter of fact, let me put it over here on the YouTube side instead of doing it and pin it. There we go. Pin the message. There you go. Pin to the top is the link to the playback TV. C-Dub will be doing a live call of this Bulls game, and playback TV is dope because you can actually see the game. You don't even have to have the game up on a separate TV. You can see the game while he's calling it and streaming it, and you can slide back and forth between hearing C-Dub's commentary and the actual commentary from the game. So Lonzo's 6'5", max. No, Lonzo's taller than that. Let's see. Lonzo, okay, he's 6'6". Let's split the difference. LaMelo's 6'7". Yeah, I didn't think there was too much difference between their height. Billy Donovan played the game on 2K and said, fuck it, this is the lineup. Bro, that's wild, bro. That's crazy, man. C-Dub won't answer my question in playback. He probably don't know how. Like, C-Dub, listen, first of all, I love C-Dub, and C-Dub is amazing at live calling games. But keep in mind, C-Dub doesn't have the best computer. I have 3 monitors up, so I'm always able to see your guys' comments. I'm sure C-Dub got 1 monitor, and he probably has to switch back between Restream and Playback TV. Thoughts on if we sign Ibaka, if P. Will is going to come off the bench for the rest of the season? We're not signing nobody else. It's not coming. So my thoughts on it are, it's not happening. That's what, it's not happening. Maybe Billy mixing defense with offense. Pat and Alex on D. DeMar and Zach with Vooch getting buckets. The Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey in effect tonight. Listen, this is about to be a very interesting game. A very interesting game. That's crazy, man. Caruso needs to cut and dunk more. When he was doing this before, he was posterizing everybody. Yeah, and also getting hurt a lot. And Alex Caruso did talk about playing more safe to preserve his body so he's on the court more for the team. And I think that's why you're not seeing the reckless Alex Caruso as much as that we saw last season. Also, Terry Taylor playing, Dalen Terry playing, Billy Dumbass will probably confuse both and not play either. Oh, he's probably not playing either anyway. We were pretty much back to what the team and lineups that we had before Dalen Terry got in the game, and then you add Pat Bev to the mix. I don't see Dalen Terry getting much tick. And if Dalen Terry isn't getting tick, Terry Taylor definitely shouldn't get any tick. Gary says, yo, Haize, I've been using StreamYard for my vids. You recommend anything else? I use Restream just because of the number of channels that I have, and I like that I can have a different folder in Restream for each different channel with different graphics and things. It just makes it easier. I know the Cognac Boys use Restream. I've been in Restream before when I've been on their channel. Restream is solid. I just prefer Restream personally. They use StreamYard. They prefer that. OBS is the best though, but OBS has a learning curve. But once you set OBS up, then learn it, then you're good there. But if you want the most flexibility and if you want to be able to produce it like an actual production, like TV production, OBS is probably the best. But there is a learning curve to OBS. So, do you need to be a member for Playback TV, or is it free? So no, Playback TV is free, but you do have to sign in using your I say cable provider, but if you have DirecTV Now, YouTube TV, Hulu, YouTube TV, I think I already said that. You can sign in with that. You just have to use one of your because of their deal with the NBA. You have to sign in with one of your cable providers or however you watch the game. Usually, League Pass too. You can use your League Pass sign in, and then you can see the game. That's just their barrier of entry, but you don't need to pay anything for Playback TV. So. Bro, I feel like AC is just an athletic PJ Tucker. Well, he's also doesn't have the body of a PJ Tucker, right? PJ is able to stand up a little bit more because he's built like a tank. Caruso isn't necessarily built like that. Next, just going to pack the paint and close out on Zach from three. Him and Vooch are the only threats. Man, it's definitely going to be a deep one. Brendan L. Jet says, OBS is dope. I can teach y'all how to set it up. And the benefit, too, is that technically I can use OBS and stream still through Restream through OBS, but have that OBS level control, which I may try to set up in the summer. I just don't want to change anything 2/3 of the way through the season, honestly. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Eli says, is Pat Bev playing? Not only is Pat Bev playing, he's starting tonight. PJ Tucker is built like a rapper and AC is built like a fraternity. Wow, it's pretty accurate, though. That's definitely accurate. You can tell which one of them was doing bench presses on their mama's porch in the hood. You can definitely tell that. Thunder says, hopefully we can beat the Nets team filled with the Nets that's more than role players. Let's be clear here. Even if they are, there's some high level role players, but a well-balanced team can beat a team with top heavy talent any day, right? If you have role players all throughout your team and that team just gets it done, you can punch well above your weight if you play with energy. So does Billy Donovan have a basketball Napoleon complex? He is short, so his life mission is to prove short dudes are the key to success. That's funny. Ain't that a motherfucker? Definitely a must see. It's gonna be a fun game. Definitely going to be a fun game. Pat Bev, the guy you hate to play against, but the guy you love on your team. That is very accurate. In your opinion, Haize, is it smarter for the team to have done nothing and plan for next season to make moves? I think to a degree. I think that you get more for players back that you trade when you trade in the offseason. It's just typically what happens. Unless you're trading a star level to superstar level player, you get more back in the offseason. So it makes sense then. And then I also think it makes sense to see where the Bulls pick falls, because if they don't get their pick, or if they get the Portland pick, or if they get this Denver second, which if they get the Denver second pick, then technically I think we'd have to give it up because of the Lonzo Ball tampering thing. But you have a better view of the assets that you have in front of you at that point in time. So And you can also benefit maybe if some of these teams that came together don't necessarily work out. You have that type of thing. And I think if you didn't necessarily hear the deals that you wanted at the trade deadline, rather than force a trade and not get very many assets back, at that point it does make more sense to do that in the offseason. That's my personal opinion, though. Alana says, I like the Nets. They are a scrappy team, to be honest. They have more heart than us right now with more than just role players. Yeah, it's more than just role players, but I like the Nets team overall. There are a lot of players that I like on the Nets team. Mikal Bridges is a baller. Cam Johnson. I think if you put Cam Johnson on a team where he can get 16 shots per game, you're going to see him develop into a hell of a player. Hell of a player. His defense is trash. Absolutely atrocious. But this is we've seen Carlos Boozer play. There can always be a role on a team if you can score well and efficiently. So, yeah, I like a lot of people on that team. I still like Spencer Dinwiddie a lot. Cam Thomas, we all know Cam Thomas is a baller. He has a bright future ahead of him as well. So, yeah, that team has some nice players on it for sure. Is this the lineup going forward, or is it just for tonight? I mean, that remains to be seen. I'm sure Billy Donovan is trying to see what that energy level looks like out here. If it looks good, it's probably going to be the one for the foreseeable future. So I saw JJ Redick's podcast with Mikal Bridges, and he was hella sad getting traded, but he said KD told them last summer, so it was always in the back of his mind that he may be traded. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure it sucks to be traded, but he now has an opportunity to go out there and basically have the offense run through him when he gets going. So, I can't wait to see them announce the starting lineup. Pat Bev is about to be lit at the starting lineups. Like, you remember how lit Joakim Noah used to be when they announced starting lineups? Pat Bev is about to bring some energy like that. I feel like Butter Biscuit's a staple in chat now. I'm happy Bulls win or lose. Hey, yeah, you are. Come on, man. I listen. I'm a Bulls fan through and through. I'm always going to be a Bulls fan. This channel's never going to go anywhere, but yeah, man. It's been a rough season. Been a very rough season. Not Carlos Benyang Boozer, aka Grab It Joe. Man, listen, the Grab It Joe's crazy. The mood has completely changed since hearing the new starting lineup. Imagine guessing the lineups was a parlay. Hey, listen, CP Hunter, you would have won that parlay, bro. That's crazy that you called that. And I called you crazy. That's wild, fam. King Cap says, whoa, Haize, this is Sydney. Haize, what do you think of the starting lineup? Are you like it or indifferent? I'm a wait and see. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is the best lineup for ball movement, and this is also a lineup that players are going to move without the ball. So often we struggle because players don't move off the ball. Pat Bev, when he doesn't have the ball, is going to move. Alex Caruso, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, is going to move. Listen, this is an experiment, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. How did it go from excitement to see Pat Bev to now feeling really confused? That starting five. The starting five is wild. That starting five is wild. Wasn't Boozer at the All-Star Celebrity Game this past weekend? I have no idea. I don't check for Carlos Boozer. I don't give a damn about Carlos Boozer. So, that's how I feel on that. And it is going to be what it's going to be. Alana says, I already know how to make them. First of all, Alana, never mind. I'm going to leave it alone. But if Biscuit tried to get her to slide in them demon, hey, listen, you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take, fam. Take that shot, young king. Do your thing. AC going to show P. Will how to move as a power forward. Listen, Javante showed him how to move as a power forward. Listen, until P. Will decides to do it, listen, I don't think anybody can show him anything, man. Pat Will just... I don't even know, man. This lineup definitely puts the pressure on the big three. If they come out flat, it's clearly them, no scapegoat of the young guys. You're absolutely right. But we still expect Io and P. Will to play. They still need to come out there with some energy, period. Truthbringer, I'd rather them move DeMar to the bench than P. Will. Listen, I've said this before. If DeMar, for some odd reason, is still on this team and re-signs with this team next offseason, I need him to accept a bench position. I need him to accept a role coming off the bench. Tara asks, how far do you see the Bulls making it in the playoffs? Through the door of the arena is the only thing that I'm willing to bet on. Other than that, I can't predict nothing with this team. I refuse. Tara, I see us missing the play-in. Damn, that's tough, missing the play-in. MJG23 says, it's quite of a treatment that Billy can still shock us with the starting five. That's crazy. Y'all gonna learn trying to shoot your shot at Alana, but hey, do you fellas? I'll leave it right there. Listen, Alana gonna shoot people. Like Alana, like y'all can't listen. She light skinned and dangerous. That's all I can say. Y'all watch out for Alana. That's it. I'm just gonna warn you. Don't let her make you no chili. Do not let Alana make you no chili. It's over with. I'm just letting you know that right now. Don't allow Alana to make you no chili. What nickname do you think Stacey King will give Pat Bev? I don't know. The Pitbull. I have no idea, fam. None. But all right, y'all. 10 minutes before game time, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream a little early today so I can get my food. You guys know I got to get my wings. But I appreciate you guys so much for coming in, hanging out with me before the game. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. You can also follow us on any social media platform at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, our mailbag episode is tomorrow. So if you want to get in any voicemails, text messages, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll be back in this building at halftime. So make sure you guys are tuned in at the halftime hangout. I'll see you guys there and the post-game show. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red. My fit's dope. Peace, y'all.